Hey, welcome to the video. Yes, it's been a while since we made a video. So as you can see, we're in a different place. We're going to do a video about that a little bit later as well, just to kind of give you an idea of where we at and what we have planned to do in the future and what we're going to do going forward. So stay tuned for that video. That will be on my Facebook page. So you'll definitely be able to see it. So today we're going to be doing an instructional video on a 2003 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD with a 6.0. 6.0 is one of the best LS base engines that you can get. So we're going to show you how to do a tune-up on it. It's actually not really that hard to do. Also going to show you the tools that I'm going to be using so that you could use the same ones. And then we're going to show you, if we have to, we're going to show you some tips and some tricks, but we're hoping that it just go smooth like it's supposed to. But it's a car. Well, it's a truck. So it don't always go as smooth as it should. So starting off with the socket set, just a basic set that I got off of Amazon. It comes with the 9/16, the 14, the 13/16, and also the most common, the 5/8 socket. So definitely this set has been a good set thus far. Of course, I'm missing one of them right there, but it's been a good set thus far. So definitely pick one of these up from Amazon. I think it was maybe $50, I think. Definitely go to Amazon and check it out, because this right here, this is a good kit. All right, let's go on to, we have our ratchet. We like this one because it can actually bend. So like that there, you can bend it back. All right. Then, of course, we got our two short sockets. I mean, not sockets, but extensions. And then over here, we have our flashlights. We have another ratchet. What we like about this one is it can extend. So we do like that. Have another extension with a swivel on it. We actually do like using that one as well. Now, for these LS engines, I like using these style pliers. What these do is it pulls the spark plug wire off. And if anybody on here that has done an LS tune-up, you know those wires do like to break. So yeah, we definitely like using that one. And then right here is just a basic impact from Power Torque. I think it was like $68, but it does a great job. All right. So that's pretty much all we got. Of course, we got our little cart right here. And that's usually what we'll use just to kind of roll around. That way it's not too heavy. And that's about all we got. So now let's get into the work of doing the tune-up. So before we get started with the actual tune-up, I wanted to show you the parts that we're going to be putting on. All right, it's an Ultimo Select. These right here is supposed to be similar to what came on it from the factory, similar to the same quality. All right, you got your AC Delco, which is a 41-962. These are the ones that's rated for this particular vehicle. Anytime you're dealing with any GM product, which would be Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Saturn, Oldsmobile, and others, you'll be using AC Delco. That's what's recommended to go in their engines. That's what helps them run efficiently. So definitely go with AC Delco. I know they have auto lights out there, and they have Bosch, they have Champions, and they have NGK, all these other different ones, but for GM is recommended for AC Delco. All right, so definitely go with AC Delco. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the way I like to start off with it is I like to go ahead and pull the wires off, because usually that's the part that's going to give you a little bit of the headache. Let's move these spark plugs off of here because I don't want them falling. All right, so let's go with taking the top part of the wire loose. All right, now the fun part. We're going to use these clamp twists. And there you go. See, this right here is the heat shield that I was telling you about. So you definitely want to get the pliers right there on the heat shield. Let me show you how I did it. I did it just like this. And they may bend a little bit, the heat shield, but you can always bend it back. So don't worry about that part. And then what you do is you just pull this off, because you're going to have to transfer this to the other spark plug wires. All right. All right, so let's do this other one here. Yep, I hit the camera. Sorry about that. Let's take this, twist, pull. Some of them like to hold on tighter than the others, but we gonna get it. Don't worry. We gonna get it. Let me try something here. All right, so that don't want to come out, but let's do it again with the pliers. There we go. And that's why I like using the pliers, because some of the times they get stuck on there. Right there, your old wire there. AC Delco. My dad told me he never had a tune-up on it, so I told him he's fired. I tell everybody that. I told him he's fired for not having a tune-up on his vehicle. All right, so now let's move on to the next one. All right, let's pull this. There we go. See, like I say, some of them come off like they're supposed to, some of them doesn't. All right, let's put those there. Put the wire up there. Of course, I would drop it. Leave it to me to drop stuff. Okay, so now this other one sometimes can be a headache. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, don't look like you can. Let me adjust the camera. That way you can see what I see. Okay, cool. So I was able to adjust the camera. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better. Let's try this. Let me put my flashlight over here too. There we go. All right, so now we have this one. This one is in a weird angle, but it's not really hard to get to, as you can see. Pull it right out. There we go. All right, so this right here is going to be the socket that we're going to use. What I like about this one, if you look right down in it, you know how some of those, they actually have the rubber grommet. This one is actually magnetic. So I like this one because it's magnetic. All right, so we're going ahead and start off with this front one that we just took loose. want to show you as well, once I get the spark plug off, sometimes you'll have it to where the ends of the spark plug wire get stuck on there. And I want to show you that as well, because sometimes people could be like, well, the spark plugs wires look good, I'll just do the spark plugs. But then when you get in there, you see they're actually is deteriorating from the inside. Outside still looks good. As you can see on these, the outside still looks good. So we'll show you that here in a few. Let's go ahead and get it loosened up. The birdies are out today. Nothing like doing a nice tune-up with the birdies out singing. Nice little breeze outside, because it's supposed to rain again today. All right, let's get this locked in. Actually, we won't have to use the extension here. Okay, spark plug is coming out. All right, spark plug is out. And let's see what brand did they use. See, prime example. Whoever did the tune-up last, they used Champion. Champion is mainly made for Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler. But this is what they use, which was running good. Probably not as good as it could have, but it was, I have to give it to it. It was running good. And this is 9405, which was a platinum plug. All right, so let's put the best one in that we can. AC Delco. The good thing about the platinum, well, the iridium, you don't have to gap them. So we just take that one out. We slide this one in. What I like to do is go ahead and go down here and get it started first, because you definitely don't want to strip these out, because then you end up doing a cylinder head job, and that can be pricey. So, all right, we got it started. Now, being that I know it started and it started straight, now what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll go in, get it lined up right. And we'll go ahead. Okay, now it's in there. All right, so the next step, even though we tightened it up with that, I don't tighten it too tight, because I always want to go back and check it with the actual ratchet to make sure that it's tight. Because if it's not tight, what can happen is it can cause a misfire because it's being loose. All right, so now we're going to take our heat shield and we're going to take our new wire. All right, you slide your heat shield on like so. And then all you do, you take this, put it on the spark plug, snap it right in. So you hear it snap, pull on it a little bit just to make sure that it's good to go. All right, let me slide my light out of the way. All right, and we're good to go. First one's done. Let's move on to the next one. Let's find a good spot to mount our light. Right there, I think is going to be really good. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go back to this one. And we'll loosen it up. All right, that one was pretty tight in there. Let's pull this off again. Let's take our trusty ratchet. Make sure it's in the takeoff position. Pull that right on out. Okay, so we got that. And we got that one. Champion Iridium. All right, and another thing I like to do is I like to save the old parts for the customer, even though they see the video once I post it, so they'll know that everything was replaced. But I still like to save the old parts, that way they can look at it, see how bad it was, and also they'll know for sure that it was replaced. So I would say whoever you have do your work, just make sure that they save your old parts. That way you can see that they did the job that you paid them to do. All right, trying to get this close so you can see it, but it's not working. But if you look, the electrode is actually going in here. The electrode sits right up under this little ring. And if you look, you can see it a little bit you can see it better on this one, but it's missing on this one. So definitely it's time to change out for sure. All right, so let's move on some more. Another way you could do it to get started is you could slide this in here. Like I say, it's magnetic. That's what I love about it. So that when you start putting it in there, it's not going to fall out. Whereas if you had a regular socket, it will fall out. And then you can risk it throwing the gap off. All right. So let's get this started in here. You can either do it by hand or you can do it with this and get it started. But you want it to make sure it's started correctly, started straight. You don't want it going in sideways or at an angle, because then you can mess up the threads. And again, you definitely don't want to have to do a head job on one of these or any other car, really. It could be very pricey and time consuming. All right, so now we'll take our ratchet, run it in like we did the other one. All right, that one is in properly. Let's take our ratchet and go back with this one to make sure it's tight. On our next one, we get to show you exactly what we was talking about when it comes to the wire breaking down in the inside. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get our heat shield. And our wire. This one's got a leaf in it that don't want to come out. Okay, leaf is out. Excellent. All right, let's take this, pop it in there. There we go. That's the sound we wanted to hear. Pop this back on here. All right, so if you look over here, you probably can't really see it. Let me tilt the camera up some so you can kind of see a little bit better. All right, so this piece right here is part of the spark plug wire. And if we tried to put our socket on it, it would not pull it off because that piece is sticking out pretty far. So what we want to do, let's take our pliers, the same ones that we had before, and just pull it right off of there. This is that piece, and this goes inside of the spark plug wire, and what it does is it's the one that makes the contact with the spark plug. All right, so all right, hopefully y'all are learning something today. All right, so with this one, what we want to do, we could try it right here at this angle, but I think what I want to do, let's see, we'll try it here. Let's see what it does. Because the other way was going to be to go around the other piece, this piece, which I may still do. Because as it come out, it's gonna come out further. So you definitely don't want it to bind up against that steering shaft. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use one of our short extensions. Put the spark plug wire back on there. Let's take you in, pull you out. Okay. Okay. Make sure I got it turned the proper way. And you probably didn't see none of that because my arm was in the way. I apologize. All right, so you want to take this loose from here because you don't have much room to work with. There you go. And there you go. Same thing, champion. All right, let's take it around here again. Okay, we got it started. So now what we're going to do, let's take our ratchet, slide this up. Don't worry, I won't leave, move my arm out the way so you can see what I'm doing. All right, down, as you can see. Up, it's not going. Let me see. You can get it all the way over there. There you go. It's tight. Of course, we're going to go back and we're going to check with our ratchet to make sure everything is tight like it should be. Okay, let's pull back, drop down, pull back, drop in. Okay, that's tight in there. Since I already got it down here, all right, let me get a little bit further in. Okay, let me reposition, see if that makes it any easier for you to see. Okay, cool. All right, so you actually get a chance to see exactly, without any special edits, in real time, how it is to do a tune-up on one of these. Like I say, it's not bad. And of course I dropped the spark plug. So I can't show you that one. But we will carry on. Let's go ahead and put the heat shield and the spark plug. And the spark plug wire on the other one that we already completed. Since I was already down there, I went ahead and I wanted to go ahead and loosen up the other spark plug. Okay, let's pop this on here. All right, so we're good to go there. All right, so now let's pull our last spark plug for this side. Let's get our extension. Get it started. And a lot of these LS-based engines are pretty much the same when it comes to tune-up. On the other side, the most headache is that one in the back. And that's only because you have the AC that's in the way. On some of those that actually have that's equipped, hold on, that's equipped with the rear AC, some of those can even be to where you have to go up under the engine to get it out, get the spark plug out. Mainly because you have a lot more hoses and, you know, some more AC accessories and stuff that's in the way. On this one, it shouldn't be too hard because all we have is a dryer, AC dryer that's in the way. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this side. And then we will start on that side. All right, wires on, that's on. So now as you can see, we're all done with this one side. All right, This is good. This is good. 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 All right. See you on the next side. So now we are on the passenger side, and as you can see, it's a good bit of hoses and stuff that's kind of in the way. But again, it's not that hard to do. All right, so let's take you under. That way you can kind of see. All right, so now you see your spark plugs and your wires. Let me see if I get it to focus. There we go. All right, so the main one, let's bring you back up. The main one is going to be this one back here. It's a little dark, but that's the main one. That's usually we have a tough time getting to. All right, so we're gonna get you set up in here somehow, and then we're gonna get started. How about that? So we're on the last one, which is the one that I was telling you that sometimes could be a pain. On the trucks is not so bad, mainly because of the fact that it doesn't have rear AC. So what we're going to do, still going to come from the bottom. We're going to pull this off. It's the wire, part of the wire. The other part of the wire kind of got stuck on there. So now we're going to work on pulling that off. Now we're going to work on pulling that off. All right. So let's see if we could get it from the bottom. If we can't, we'll work on trying to get it from the top. Okay, let's try getting it from the top. Still using our same pliers. Okay, got it. I got it. Right there. And let's go in from the bottom. Barely see in there. Let me try it from the top. All right, so with these, because you can't really see, you're gonna have to feel for it. Pull this back out right quick. See if I can get an idea of where it's at. Oh, ha, crazy, Matt. I haven't even took the other spark plug out. Yeah, you caught it on camera. Now that's funny. It's not the first time that has happened. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time. There was somebody probably was on camera like, you haven't took out the old one yet. Let's take out the old one. Leaves are falling from everywhere. Okay. Let's get another turn on that one. Let's go. Another turn. Okay. Reposition our light. Okay. Now let's pull that off. Trying to do this with one here and trying to line that up. Let's see. There we go. Okay. That's the one. Now I have seen where that particular one in the back is the oldest one and usually is of a different brand. This one is a Champion. But usually is of a different brand because they couldn't get it off of there, so they just left it in there and changed the other 7. I've seen that happen countless times. So good thing is whoever did this one, they did do the back one. At least from what we could see with the same brand being consistent throughout all 8 spark plugs. All right. So now we can put our other spark plug in. Let's use the ratchet. I mean, not the ratchet, but let's use the socket and the extension to do it. That way we'll have a little more leverage on it and a little more room to work with it. Okay, we got it started. It's starting good. Let's get our ratchet. Let's finish this thing on up. Have my dad back rolling. And we can move on to the next vehicle. have 3 of them that I'm going to have to do today. I don't know if I'm going to make a video for all 3 that's just a regular video, or if it's going to be more so of a time-lapse type of video. We shall see. I want to make more instructional videos, that way y'all can kind of see what it takes to do this type of work. Sometimes it's straightforward. Sometimes you have to be creative. So I definitely want to do a little more instructional videos. And I kind of want to have it to where the videos that I do, that's instructional, I do like a little bit of time lapse, but I kind of want you to see exactly how it is with doing it. Sometimes with the time lapse, can make it look like it's super easy and you don't have to struggle with any of them. And that's just not the case all the time. And then also, sometimes, as you can see, it's operator error. Forget to take out the old part. Right. But yeah, so I want to make it interesting. And I also don't want it to be too long so you can pay attention. But I also don't want it to be one of those ones where you're like, oh, that's super easy, I can just go and do it. And then all of a sudden you start doing it and you find out it's actually a lot harder than you thought it was going to be. All right, so hang along for the videos, and let's see what we're going to do in the future. All right, so we have the spark plug wire, the spark plug in the back one, which was the one I told you about in the beginning of the video. Usually the tough one. It actually wasn't too bad on this one, as I already alluded to earlier in the video. And we're just checking the wires now just to make sure everything's good. And we're good to go. All right, so as you can see, the engine starts right up, runs good. It has the skipping, runs good.